Okay, Starscreen is your name, right? Can you describe the perpetrator for me again?
Yes, of course. I've told you before 10 times already. Alright? He's a giant, flaming, metal T-Rex. I don't know what he has against me, but he always seems to find me.
Giant, huh? Well, that rules out the one behind you.
One behind me? Ah, slag.
The Grimlock say, you be slag next.
My Primus! That's my leg! What? Why? Why my
I don't
leg?
get paid enough for this job. I should ask Prime for a raise.
Hello and welcome to Convertabot Reviews. I'm your host, Convertabot, and the star of the show today is the Mastermind Creations, or Ocular Max, Navigant, which is a third-party version of the G1 Transformer character Streetwise. Streetwise is a part of a group of Autobots called the Protectobots, who are a minor team that form the giant robot Defensor. Ocular Max Mastermind Creations just so happens to be my favorite third-party company, and yeah, this figure lives up to the hype. The figure itself doesn't come with too many accessories, mainly a blaster, some extra bits, instructions, and some alternate heads, which we will take a look at here in a second. First up is this translucent piece of red plastic used to view stats on the boxes for the figure, reminiscent of the original toys. Next up is a trading card that, honestly, I don't know why they continue to do this, but hey, it's a trend. They go with it. Yay. Now for important accessories. Streetwise comes with two alternate heads, an angry head and a smiling face, compared to his neutral one. And they pop on real easily. The head itself is on a ball joint, which just pops right off, and yeah, just mix and match whatever one you want, and it looks great. Did take a moment to mention that the painting and sculpting on this figure is amazing, and that head sculpt, mwah, that beautiful blue, I love it, breaks up the gray of the figure so much. His last major accessory is his blaster, which is able to just fold up, that'll be relevant later, but it just pegs right into a nice little slot on either hand. Yep, just put it in there, close up the fingers, and bam, he's ready to exercise his Second Amendment rights. He also has got one hell of a grip for how small the hands are. Granted, the blaster isn't too heavy, so it'll stay in there, but yeah, it ain't coming out anytime soon. Very nice. Posing this figure is a joy. And with that being said, the base of the neck is on a ball joint, but the head itself is on a hinge joint. These work in tandem with each other to actually get a nice range of posability, being able to do a full 360 while being able to look up really far. It's very nice. The arm's got a nice range of motion as well, being able to move up so far, have a complete swivel at the bicep, at the same time a double bend at the elbow, and a wrist swivel with, including the transformation on this, little spoiler here, but the wrist can actually move inwards, gives it much more posability there. As for the fingers, the thumb is on a ball joint with each individual finger being on a hinge joint itself. Gotta love it when there's individual figures on a figure. Fingers on a figure? You know what I meant. Either way, beautiful ab crunch, holds its position very well. Combine that with a waist swivel, great midsection articulation. All the skirts move out, allowing for a nice kick, and leg can also move back so far. There is a bend at the knee and an ankle pivot. Very nice. Quick side note, there is a thigh swivel as well. However, the front of the thigh likes to pop off. It goes right back on, but it's probably going to get glued later. And of course, he can do the full splits, beautiful spread. Insert jobby reference here. Quick note about the ankle pivot. The ankle pivot itself is weird because the transformation requires you to move it. It's basically, just be mindful. The ankle pivot itself isn't that bad. You're not supposed to break the sculpt, but it is very easy to do that. I just wanted to point that out. Posability on Streetwise Navigant is actually really good. It's not great. I could use it with a few more different joints, but for what it's worth, it's a damn good figure. by posability alone. Now, as for size comparisons, here he is next to Studio Series 100 Bumblebee, Studio Series 86 Starscream, Hasbro Legacy Origins Wheeljack, and my previous review, the New Age Lucifer, i.e. G1 Starscream. Okay, I lied about the last accessory. He does come with an instruction booklet, and I'm going to say this flat out right off the bat. Mastermind Creations is one of my favorite companies because their transformations are very intuitive and very simple to do. With that being said, cue that funky music. After a very simple transformation, you do have the option of weapon storage. Simply open them right back up, fold up the gun, and put it right in. Very nice. This isn't in the instructions though, however, I've seen every review mention this, and it fits perfectly. Doesn't tap in either. So, intended or not, it works. As for the rest of accessories, you do get a small little plastic baggie to put them in. Fits them all the heads, every little bit. Cool. Nice that I included it. Car mode itself rolls very well, features an opening doors and an opening trunk, intentional or not. It's also really nice. Yeah, it's just a pretty solid car mode. Nothing to complain, it's perfect. Granted, the main event is the robot itself, but hey, car mode rocks. Now, moving on to size comparisons once again. Here's Navigant with Studio Series Bumblebee, Starscream, Legacy Wheeljack, and the New Age Starscream that no one watched the video for. Now, like I said earlier in the video, he is part of a combiner team, which means he does have a combine mode. He forms the left shin of Mastermind Creations combiner or take on Defensor. And yeah, let's cue that music one more time and get a plastic explosion of a transformation? You'll see. it doesn't really register as a leg, not until you put it on Hotspot itself, which is where most of the feet parts come in. Mastermind Creations has a tendency for all built-in combiners, i.e. combiners without parts forming. So any actual combined mode pieces are fully represented in the figure itself, which is very nice, but right now it doesn't look the greatest. It looks great later. Trust me on this. Please. Please. Overall, Navigant here is a fantastic figure, and I will say this flat out. Mastermind Creations has a great reputation with me, in the sense that their figures, including their combiners, are top of the line. I highly recommend getting this guy and the other Protectobots. Granted, I'll be doing a review on all of them once I get them. I'm Convertabot, and that's been Navigant. I hope you enjoyed watching. My next review will be the tallest LEGO set I own. Christ, this thing's tall.